Okay, he's scaring me a little.
Man, look at him go.
Engagement. That's what you want to do, but 30 seconds for the Roshan respawn. And despite the gold lead that Liquid has, still does feel like it's anybody's game. As we saw VP, they were down 8k gold, but they won the last fight. And that was without their lone druid there.
Virtus Pro. They've been holding on to some Scythe of Ices in their quick buys for a while. I see Roger has it. I see Pasha has it. Unfortunately, the 3 and 4 have not gotten a whole lot of farm. It's all just going into their carries.
Yeah. And Matama Man is under farm, but the majority of it comes from the fact that like he's had to be in the puck creating space.
Yeah.
Like he's the fear angle, right?
Yeah.
It's anytime you're in there, you're not farming. He doesn't have a Radiance. He doesn't have a Midas.
You see a very well-rounded net worth for Team Liquid.
Like, I think
everybody has items to do something. VP, it's the opposite.
Oh, the Roshan fight, though. This should be the pivotal one. This is going to come with the Refresher Shard, too. Double Egg would be massive for them, as well as the Aegis onto really anybody. As Liquid, I mean, they can't just give this up for free. Mind Control, he's going to look.
Mind Control just keeps on getting vision of it. It's going to jump to the other side of the pit. Now jumps in. Immediately managed to get the Scythe device. As
they're going to go for the Aegis.
They're going to try and go for it. They managed to pick up the Aegis. Ramsey is going to try and fight this out. He does manage to finish off Mind Control. Does have a buyback. Matama Man, who got that Aegis, is already going to lose it. And Miracle's been forced over to the high ground. Ramsey going to try and chase him down and shoots him immediately in the face. Now, Dro Ranger may have to use his buyback as well. Because they've already blown Mind Controls. Matama Man's in trouble. He's going to rage. TP out. He'll be good. There is no disables to go through that one,
as they did not get the ensnare from the bear.
Ooh, these fights, though.
They changed that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to correct you.
That was like the classic. I was like, wait. I think that changed.
It's the same thing.
So they've got nothing, right?
Yeah, they have nothing to
They have
cancel.
nothing.
It's actually really annoying for them. But they are just going to march down mid. And Liquid, they used a lot of buybacks for this cap in anticipation of this.
And they've been holding on to
already.
Miracle's buyback, but this is looking... Well, there is tier 2s up.
Yeah, Kuro's trying to force them back right now, which I think is a smart play, but Miracle's going to go for the buyback.
Assault. They're immediately going to go for the Witch Doctor. Matama Man only has so much rage timing here. The buyback coming out from
They're all in for Solo.
The bear in trouble is going to die here, and Solo's going to die, yes, but all the cores, the 4, the 3, they all get out.
They all in so hard for Solo, and you saw how difficult it was for them to kill him.
Why do they care about Solo so much? He didn't even use his buyback.
I think they realized, like, oh, it's actually really hard to get any sort of kills, so let's just make it so that we can whittle down the numbers game. I think that's Liquid's objective. Like, let's try to turn a 5-on-5 fight into a 4-on-5, and then we'll deal with everything from there on.
Okay.
But Solo, like I said, I mean, with the 120 GPM talent, he's not a free kill.
No.
He's got a wand of Vlad, so he's got good armor, 4 staff for the disengage, Ghost Scepter, which is incredibly effective against Liquid's lineup because they don't have nullifiers. They just finished one on Kuro, who wasn't there for that engagement as he was pressuring out this bottom lane. Because I think Kuro realizes, like, the game is now changed. Going for straight 5-on-5s is no longer in Liquid's favor.
Yeah.
The better thing to do is try to split VP up, catch them unawares. If VP decides to go for a bad fight, he's always in a position to try to take racks or something like that.
Refresher Shard for Roger. So they did sneak out of the pit with something. I don't know where the cheese went in that fight. Somebody probably ate it almost right away.
I think Matu did.
But
Matu used it to originally get out after the Aegis. He swapped it into his inventory, if I remember.
Oh, okay.
But that gold lead that Liquid has held onto for the majority of the game.
It is... I mean, it was actually in the favor of VP for a second there for the first time in the entire game. What a great way to open up this series. Virtus Pro versus Liquid. This is just game 1. It's 46 minutes in, 33-37. Just a little place like that, like GH quickly blinking away before the roar goes out.
I have
That's
to
pretty
imagine,
much nothing, considering what we've seen so far.
I have to think that this morph is too big.
Yeah.
But, you know, Liquid, their ability to, like, team fight with very little, I think is really impressive.
And they're also set up, as you said, the waves are always pushed in. If Team Liquid wins one engagement, they're going to take some buildings really quickly. Meanwhile, you still got tier 2s up. on the side of Team Liquid. So Virtus Pro, they win a fight, they win another fight, they feel like they actually can't take Megas.
They're probably just going to go for like some decisive thrown move.
Yeah.
At that point, if they force out the buybacks, that's why Liquid is very careful about how they push out these lanes.
They cannot afford to lose somebody like Miracle.
I can't believe
or
almost
Mind
like
Control.
50 minutes into the game, our gold lead is like even.
Yeah.
Both teams, this is the kind of matchup that we wanted to see. It's the matchup we're getting. You could really see like if one fight goes either way, game just breaks open as they're not able to exploit the buyback cooldown from Miracle. It's still 5 minutes to go. I'd imagine that VP wants to make a play before it's up. Oh, Sand King's got my favorite talent too.
Oh, the blind?
Yeah, the blind's great.
Especially given how powerful Sandstorm is now.
Yeah, plus the Drow BKB is getting
Mind
real low. It's
Control.
actually at 5 as Mind Control.
He's trying so hard to kill this creep wave, and VP is trying so hard to keep it alive.
Roger actually guessed right, but was half a second too late.
They will at least force the puck off of the creep wave, and VP can take their second tier 2 of the game. Roger, who had been dreaming of the Scythe of Ice for so long, finally gets it.
And now they have more disable, more team fight. They've got double hex now for these engagements.
Funny thing is, it came at a little bit of a cost. They didn't lose their tier 3, but it was close.
They need more nullifiers on the side of Liquid.
Yeah.
The Ghost Scepters are too annoying. The Ghost Scepters, the Force Staffs, they just need more at the moment. You can't just rely on your Nature's Prophet 5 position, who, if we're honest here, is no longer a 5 position.
No.
I mean, Kuro's like kind of buying wards, but if we're honest here, like
we know how greedy Kuro can be. Even though he is a 5 position, he still has dreams of being the carry like he once was on Na'Vi so long ago.
he's doing a sick job preparing in this game. 9-6 and 21. It helps when he's loaded up with as much farm as he is, but
And he's pretty much has to be the win condition, it seems like. In a game where it feels like you can no longer take those 5-on-5s, you've got to outmaneuver your opponents as this Nature's Prophet.
yeah. VP, by the way, is doing a magnificent job of keeping up with the waves. Like, they never get caught unawares. Like, even in the middle of the team fight, Roger, when Kuro had killed no one at top lane, Roger was aware of the lanes. He's like, I've got to go back, guys. Like, I can't just lose this tier 3 tower for free. It'll give them too much map control. He made the correct read there. And they have a lot of ways to stop this Nature's Prophet. I think they have like 2 or 3.
TP in onto the bear.
Oh. It's
Oh,
just
and
done.
they also get a coil. No one immediately breaks it here. They have the Scythe. Locking down this Phoenix. They're going to try and blow him up, but he got off the Lotus Orb. Runs
gonna
back
get the
in,
egg.
managed to get off the egg off.
And Liquid Matamba Man, he doesn't feel like he can go for that fight. They're going to lose Kuro almost immediately. The Epicenter is going to be able to slow down Matamba Man.
Vatu, he doesn't have-
Beautiful ice shards, but Matamba Man has no way out.
He doesn't have buyback for 40 gold. Now he's going to get it with the bounty runes. Kuro uses the buyback himself. He's in emergency.
Catching GH. GH has his Blink Dagger up, but it got hit by the Caustic Finale. Struck again by Roger. Now the Scythe of Ice is up. He's going to have another Burrow Strike. Is the team willing to make a dive, though? I don't think so. Especially with these heroes backing him up now. Look at that top lane. Chipped away. The tier 3 almost dies.
Yeah, but they're going to send the bear back. No one thinking about sticking around this area. They are smoked up. They're waiting for somebody to push out this lane. Mind Control doesn't feel it. Gonna reset himself a little bit as GH sitting on top of the hill. He's got buyback himself. If they could save the buyback on Matamba Man, but the initiation is made. Boom!
They're not gonna
GH
let him.
goes.
GH is already dead. He's going to be forcing the buyback. The silence goes down. They're going to try and focus down this bear again, but it gets forced staff to safety. A Sunray will help keep it alive, as well as the Morphling, but the Morphling, he's not getting healed anymore, and now he's dead. Liquid pushing forward. BKB activated, going for solo, taking down the captain, taking down the bear. The TP out from no one. He's got the kill. Take it out. The snowball just in time. GH will stop another very critical TP.
And the nullifier, that'll mop him up.
Liquid, they've been playing on the back foot for the last 5 or 6 minutes ever since they were forced into a buyback. They've been hemmed into their base bit by bit, but now they're going to strike. They've killed 3. Maybe they find a Fork Nullifier to be able to stop the TP. He's not making it out alive. He burrow strikes through. He's hidden for a moment, but eventually the orb will find him. 4 dead from VP, only 3 of whom have buyback.
I can't even believe this situation. I mean, Liquid just wiped 4 of them, and they're still only up by 2K. That's how VP was in such a good position. They go for that dive.
Yeah.
They did such a good job. I think they broke the coil using Force Staff.
Offensive Force Staff?
I think that's what it was.
That would make sense.
Because that's the only way that I could see him dying there. He was stunned up forever. The buybacks are going to filter in from VP. They want to try to save it on their morph. That's the all-important one. And Liquid, they still have to be careful.
I mean, Liquid, at the very least, they want this tier 3 that they've been working so hard for.
And Matama Man, he's going to commit.
Matama Man raging like this.
He's got to get out.
A little scary, and sure enough, he backs up pretty quickly.
They didn't have to use the buyback on the Morphling. That was the big one. For Liquid, I think that was just a poking maneuver. Like, let's try to force buybacks out on somebody.
And at least they are able to get both shrines. That
now
means
Roche.
Really good control of the Roshan pit. They could do it so quickly. I'm not even sure if Virtus Pro can get here time. No, they can't. It's not even close. They are so far away. So every single item will be picked up by Liquid. And Virtus Pro now think better of an engagement. Before, absolutely, they would take it. They had the buyback on Ramses. Now with Aegis, Cheese, and Refresher Shard.
Remember that 1K gold lead I was talking about that Liquid had after they wiped?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, now that happened in a hurry.
Tier 3, 2 shrines, Roshan.
That happened in a hurry as this game is so back and forth. I felt like VP had it at that moment.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to have to force Matu's buyback here. You're in a great spot. Everyone's so strong.
They played so well, positioning-wise, to get control of the map bit by bit. And then they just all lost it.
I mean, that's the crazy part, is it really just takes one fight in these late-game situations. VP were careful the entire time. Then they made that aggressive move onto the Tusk.
Yeah.
They did a really good job on the side of Liquid to get the coil snap off. They all-ined on Ramses. Once he was dead, the major damage source is gone. The bear is not scary. Let me tell you, nobody fears no one at this point.
Yeah.
It's really just a vehicle for frontlining for Ramses at this point that makes the team fights annoying. Like, he just runs in with the Radiance Bear.
Mind Control is putting this GPM to use. He's about to get a Dagon 5, and he's got the Refresher Shard. That is, well, it's a Dagon 4, but that is a lot of burst damage. Can't do the math. Blitz, I'm from NA, but I'm going to tell you it's a lot.
Okay, I like
double Dagon, double Silence, double Orb, double Coil.
It's in the thousands.
It's in the thousands.
Somebody do the math for us. That's better.
But we
Nahad.
have a double level 25 Supernova.
Be careful. Mind Control. He thought about it.
VP has done this for a while. They will 5-man on top of 1 bounty rune, and Liquid can have the rest. Ooh. Solo thinking about going back for a mech. Nothing like the 60-minute mech.
60-minute mech.
To let you know what kind of game this is.
I mean, he might as well build a Hex too. He's got a Heaven's Halberd. This is not your typical 5-position Witch Doctor.
I mean, if they don't have a Guardian Greaves, that aura is pretty sick.
Does he have his Dagon 5? Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's got it now. He's got the gold for it now.
He could start passing out Moon Shards soon. That's the hype.
Miracle's got an E-Blade. It's his disengage item against VP, who I don't believe have any nullifiers. They did not anticipate the swerve.
The Refresher Shard and Cheese are both on Matumba Man. The Aegis obviously on Miracle. And we're getting to a point where Liquid is going to have a big advantage soon, because they were the first ones to use their buybacks, but that actually becomes an advantage when you get to this point of the game. where you may be at a point where you have buybacks, but your enemy is still limited based on time.
I mean, they've got Morph is the big one.
Yeah,
if you look at the other side of things, like Liquid for gold actually doesn't have them. Like on the Dro, no.
Is he buying new items, I guess?
Kuro's doesn't have his for a minute. Now they're trying to get them all. And Kuro will have his.
Shard picked up by Ramses for himself.
Like, I imagine you want to get aggressive here.
Yeah.
They're in fact going to give Matuma Man the Refresher Shard, by the way, for the double rage.
Yeah.
He's got the +2 second rage duration. So
might be your best high ground hitter at this point.
Yeah, plus just being able to keep him alive.
Yeah. I mean, we said, like, not having a BKB piercing disable is going to hurt you something good. Looks like Moonshard's already being passed out as the Dro Ranger has one. Don't think that Mind Control has had the chance to give it to anybody else yet.
Yeah, he's got it queued up. And I mean, the talent just looks silly.
Yeah.
Cash is filtering in. As Liquid, it looks like they aren't going to use their Aegis. Things are going to calm down for the next minute or so as VP...
The late BKB for no one.
Yeah, VP is going to wait out there. Their buybacks, it seems like Liquid don't feel comfortable just getting into like another suicide charge position. Because another ill-advised high ground attempt just swings things the other way entirely, right?
Yeah.
And now it's VP pushing down your front door. You have to use buybacks, and you've just reset the game for yourself. Liquid are just kind of being patient, waiting for probably the next Aegis, and seeing if any opportunities arise off of that.
Miracle with an Invis rune
What
right
you
now.
doing?
But if they just get vision from the creeps, they'll realize there is a smoke situation. No.
Yeah.
It'll be the sentry dying instead that reveals it.
As Mind Control. I mean, they're hunting for him.
Yeah, they've been hunting him, I think, for such a long time in this game.
Yeah, he's going to shoot the orb as a distraction. VP following it, but...
Solo. Or staffed away from Kuro's teleport. He'll be good, and they don't want to stick around in this high ground for long.
Did they commit too much to this?
The
They're
big
chasing him.
bear is coming through, and they're going to have a bots TP in. Roger is going to be able to get here on top of Kuro. They're going to try and defensively force staff, trying to save him as best as possible. Now the BKB activated by Miracle, trying to go for the Phoenix. Supernova activated. They're going to hit the egg, and they will be able to take him down. All important, but Miracle on top of Ramses. He's going to be able to bring him down, as well as immediately go for the Lifestealer, who just gets gobbled up. Mind Control's dead as well. Ramsey still proves that he is the strongest carry in this game, and he's going to force buybacks out of Team Liquid.
And Liquid's still up 6K, but your gold lead means nothing if you can't defend your buildings. Both teams committed a lot of buybacks for this. VP.
They stumbled before on the high ground. Virtus Pro.
The full commitments as the Tusk gonna
snowball
go in.
killing the TP in point on the range creeps, and now Kuro's going to try and
smart.
teleport
They're
in.
gonna go for
He's
this.
trying to go for this route. Pasha. He's going to be hexed up, silenced up, but the defensive force staffs are going to be able to save some of these heroes. GH, he do have the Aeon Disc. That's going to protect him against that shotgun. No one's going to lose his bear here. Matuma Man does manage to pop out in the backside, but has no one to really go on because of the Ghost Scepter. GH immediately blinks backward after his snowball.
They're all here now.
Epicenter jumping in. Kuro, defensive force staff is going to help him out. GH still has the mounted on him. Shotgun down. He immediately buys back, though. And on the high ground, Liquid will now turn. GH, Roger, he's already dead. Calling the back lines. They see Ramsey pops his BKB and turns. Matuma Man turns on his BKB, his rage in turn, tries to fight, but he realizes he can't actually do that. Miracle in the back line needs some help. Shotgun goes out. BKB turn around, trying to go for Ramsey as best as possible, but now Kuro's dead. No buyback there. Liquid are going to be forced into a 4 versus 5. Is now on the side. Oh no! They may lose Mind Control. He managed to get himself away with the
wants to go
orb.
for the Dagon.
Whoa, you got to be careful. No one sight device on this left-hand side.
He's trying to find
pretty
him.
low, but they're trying to help him out. GH is now dead. Liquid left with only their cores left alive.
And they don't have enough control there. You saw that Mind Control was looking for Roger.
But look at those side lanes. That's the Dro Ranger in action. The siege creeps laying down shots. They have to back up and defend some of this. And they're going to let Ramsey slowly push forward through
They're
mid
going to
lane.
lose Rax at top. They are hard committed for this.
Scythe device popped. They can get the disables on him right now. The shotgun goes out, but the feed shift, no, he doesn't save himself. He's dead. Now it's just Miracle. Now it's just Matumba Man trying to fight up against Ramses, who takes some damage from Miracle, but he just has to play it safe. They know they've got plenty of time. They don't have to overcommit here.
And it looks like they might just decide for the all-in as they're going towards bottom, but you have to imagine that the throne should be the main objective here. It doesn't really matter if you get racks to bottom at this point. There's still 4 heroes dead, 3 heroes dead. They should know about the buyback situation too, but VP almost being overly careful here, resetting their lanes just in case anything happens. And now they're going to gather up full strength. 13,000 gold on Ramses. He definitely has buyback.
They've got the time, the silence on Solo. Ghost Scepter going to be able to protect it. Nullifier goes out to try and still go for Solo. Miracle pops his BKB right as Ramses tries to jump on top of him, but he turns into a lifestealer. Rages up, so Miracle can't really do anything to Ramses whatsoever.
Matumba Man by himself.
Now they turn on Matumba Man, who's been ensnared up. He's now dead. It's only Miracle left alive for Liquid as Virtus Pro start marching down tier 4s, popping the Supernova to make sure Miracle can't even get close. That is it for game 1. Virtus Pro bring it to a close here at 62 minutes. The game was the epitome of back and forth.
46-44 is the end. You never really knew who was going to win until the very end of that. VP, it looked like it was going to be a disastrous fight when they killed the creep. That was Liquid's time to go. They were saying all in, just all in this fight. Everyone used buyback already. We use buybacks on our supports. They use buyback on their supports. We just take this fight. Solo immediately gets jumped on, but oh, I can't believe they actually did that. Ramses did so much.
Ramses, I mean, the fact that he didn't ever use his buyback in so many of these team fights that went back and forth, it always proves strong that Ramses does not mess up in these team fights.